tide yet.
You got a flashlight?
Yeah, on the bow.
Good afternoon. We're doing a little bit of storm prep. Hurricane, it's not quite a hurricane yet. Tropical storm Ian is coming. So we're just stretching out some ground tackle. Not really worried about the wind too much, but if the wind is blowing from the east and if the tide comes up real high, that's trouble for us where we're at, because idle hour would be right up against the seawall and this boat would be crashing into the dock, like, because those fenders, if the tide goes up too high, the fenders aren't going to do any good. So we're just stretching out some chain and some rope, getting ready.
Captain's Log, September 24th, 2022. Several hundred miles to the east, in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, a tropical storm is brewing. This storm is expected to become a hurricane before reaching us on Tuesday or Wednesday. We must be prepared.
This is where you have tie wire.
Yeah.
Which we don't have. Better if we had a zip tie right there.
Zip tie? What? Where?
It's fine. Not coming out.
We're dinging.
Right there.
Ready? Or I'll let it down a little. Right there? Is it gonna stay? Perfect. Now all we have to do is tighten that up a little bit to get out the seawall. Perfect. Lower it down.
Well, I think it's going to be a waste of my time, but taking caution on the side of safety, we put our moorings out and drag them to the other side of the canal here. If we need to, we can tighten them up and get us off the dock. If not, then they just lay out there on the bottom. And then I got to pick them up next week. But better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah. Or maybe if I'm feeling very, very energetic, maybe I'll be able to do it. I doubt it though.
Well,
by myself, that's a big
did
job.
something not so smart. I did it on 2 of them, but on the other 2 we did not. We need to tie the buoys to the top of the anchors,
Yeah.
not the chains,
Yeah.
because then you can just find the chain, the anchor easily.
Yeah.
Right now that's
Pull
halfway
the
down
anchor
the chain.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, live and
Yeah.
learn. Next time, you know.
Yeah.
Make a note in the handbook next time.
Make a note in the handbook.
A clip and a buoy go right to the chain.
Yep. Now we're just gonna wait and see what the storm does.
Yep.
check in a couple days.
As the storm was getting closer, more and more people were preparing for what could be the biggest storm of the season. I had to get off the dock for a bit and check things out.
Well, so far it don't look too bad out here. I'm just out here having a little bit of fun. It's about Monday afternoon. Probably about 4 or 5 o'clock or something like that. Yeah, I'm just, you know, that boredom before the storm. It's about maybe 7 o'clock in the afternoon on Monday, and the Ian hurricane storm is not even supposed to be here until like between Tuesday and Wednesday. But we're starting to get some of the outer bands of the storm, just some thunderstorms. But it's exciting. We're getting one of them right now, and it's a pretty nice one, pretty nice size one. Let's take a look. Hopefully I won't get too loud. Look at that. I get wet every time I do that. And the camera gets wet. Maybe I shouldn't do that.
Mike was up north for a couple of days, but he's back now.
Idle hour's getting rocked like a toy boat.
It's a good thing he's back, because the wind is already strengthening, and we need to tighten the lines to pull the boats away from the dock.
Too much of an angle on that back line.
Huh?
There's too much of an angle on the back line. Go get the rope, Cap. Go get the rope. Go get the rope. And send it down. It's called a leap of faith.
The back line on idle hour wasn't holding as well as we had hoped. Our only option is to tie a rope across to the mangroves.
Tying a uni knot. Uni knot. Uni knot. On the mango tree. Oh, careful. Mangrove root.
so protected here, but if you were out there,
Oh man. Even in the
Yeah,
harbor,
work.
they're probably getting beat up.
they're getting worked.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Mike?
It's windy.
Yeah, it's windy. Very windy.
Wouldn't want to be in the harbor right now.
No. Oh my gosh, that wind. Holy crap. Our anchors are holding pretty good though. It's pretty windy. We're just up here on the extended fly bridge. Woo.
So fast.
We don't know what to do. Oh, look at him. He's trying to fly. Oh gosh. Wow. That's a big bird too. Oh, the poor guy. He's trying to land. He's like, man, this sucks. I can't get anywhere.
I'm surprised we haven't had any rain yet. I mean,
Yeah,
not
it's weird.
crazy rain yet. I'm not complaining.
Dan's having a party. I said Dan's having a party.
You see that sailboat down there? Where? The one on the pole.
Look at that one. It's jammed up in the on the fence line.
It's on the
Yeah, the
pins
post, the ones on the piling.
It's just getting worked right now. Up, down, right on that pole.
It's gonna get a hole in it. Ooh.
Oh, here's another one. Oh my god. That is scary. That's a scary gust. It's starting to rain too, that's why it's gusting.
Here comes the rain, y'all.
Yeah, here comes the rain. Alright, we gotta go in now. It's raining. I got the 360 cam going still though. Maybe we'll get some good stuff with that. Quiet in here. What do you think about those wind gusts?
Much quieter in here.
That's scary. Wow. Alright, we'll check in a bit.
Let me get it started.
It's loud out there. Ooh, that
All right.
wind. Look at that tide, it's getting high. And it's not even high tide yet. But it's getting there. Oh my goodness. It is windy. Idle hour. Got her pulled away from the dock.
Far away.
That means there are anchors out there. Oh my gosh, look at how tight it's going too. Oh gosh. Man, it's windy. It's windy. Very windy.
Super windy.
Yeah. Windy, windy, windy. This boat's been rocking pretty good. That's about it. That's about it.
Check in with y'all later.
Alright.
We out.
Check in later. Alright, another update here. The water has officially gone up and over the seawall. Let's go take a look at it. Our rug is gonna hopefully not go away. That is insane. We've officially gone over the seawall. No? Yeah, it's not even high tide yet. We still got a couple more hours. I think we gotta check on idle hour. We gotta check on idle hour.
gotta jump on and lock that anchor down. It's probably not locked down in the front.
At this point, we noticed the front of Idle Hour looked to be getting uncomfortably close to the seawall. It's a good possibility the front anchor isn't holding. We immediately put the cameras down because we had to move fast and tie a line across to the piling on the other side of the canal. This storm is much stronger than we originally anticipated.
Another update. This is turning out to be quite the storm. Quite the big storm.
It was nearly high tide, and the water was completely over the parking lot.
You got the flashlight? You got a flashlight?
Yeah. On the bow.
The eye of the storm was currently at its closest, passing right over the dry Tortugas, about 100 miles to the west. This was supposed to be the worst part for us, but if the storm surge keeps rising, we could have some serious problems on our hands. All we can do now was watch and wait.
That wind is pushing so hard I can't hold it. We made it through the night.
Still alive.
We're still alive.
No leaks.
And really no problems overnight. Just lots of wind.
Had to add a couple more lines.
Yep.
But other than that, we're looking okay. And adding
Yeah.
lines in a 50-mile-an-hour wind is no joke.
Yeah, last night it got so crazy that the anchors weren't holding, definitely weren't holding on idle hours, so we had to stretch a line across to the piling over there. And then we also stretched one for this boat to the front. I think just because we didn't have a lot of space to let our anchor out, it wasn't really holding like we hoped it would.
Well, let's
but-
discuss the real problem.
Yeah, what's the real problem?
The real problem is the neighbors.
Neighbors, yeah.
Well, the owner of
Yeah.
the lot next door.
Yeah.
And the last storm that came through, well, normally we tie the mangroves and I tie the pilings across, which is on their property. But last time we tried to stretch a line over there, we got yelled at by the owners.
Yeah.
Told us not to tie
So
into his
stupid.
property, which is fine. We can lay out moorings, but obviously moorings are not as stable. Putting down a 50-pound QR or a Bruce or some other kind of plow anchor into a muddy bottom, obviously in a 50-mile-an-hour wind, may not be so good
Yeah.
when you can only put out like 25 feet of line because you
Yeah.
don't have any holding strength. So normally we just tie the pilings of the mangroves, and the mangroves are strong.
Mhm.
They are seriously rooted.
Yep.
But he complained, so we didn't do that this time. We set up the moorings, which in a average storm is okay, but a hurricane is not good. So obviously the anchor started dragging, and we can see it right away because the way we do it, we put a float up on the end of the anchor so we know where it is.
Yep.
And we could see the anchor just moving further and
Yeah.
further along. So we knew it was dragging. We had to end up going putting lines up on his property anyway.
Yeah.
And the maritime law is life and property. So
Yep.
we know we can't say anything, but out of respect, last year we didn't tie
Yeah.
into his property.
And last year wasn't as bad of a storm
Yeah.
too. This one's a little bit stronger. But
So-
once it got to the point where we saw the front end of idle hour about to hit the seawall, and this boat, the front, actually hit one of our posts out there. Just one time it hit it. Not a lot, but just enough to give a little scuff on the boat.
So
But that was enough to be like, okay, we gotta tie a couple lines across to the mangroves just to keep our boat off the dock there.
so at that point, maritime law applies, and
Yeah.
you know, he can go sip a skinny latte because you know, our boat and our home
Yep.
is more precious than, you know,
Then us
a
like
pole that can be replaced.
yeah, tying up to
Or
a seawall.
some mangrove roots that can be regrown.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah.
out of respect, we did that last year, but unfortunately this year we had to tie in, and
Yeah.
you know, and hopefully they understand.
Yeah,
that.
and those mangrove roots are strong too. Like we could see them over there. They're holding tight. Like there's nothing wrong with them. There's no damage done to them.
Yeah.
Because I mean, those mangrove trees, they can withstand like some of the strongest hurricanes. Water will go completely above them and then come back down, and they're still there.
Yep.
It's crazy. But anyways, we're good. We're just getting some rain now, and quite a bit of wind still.
Satellite's still out.
Yeah, the satellite is out. Probably just blew
Starlink
fuse.
is still good.
Starlink is still good.
And
Starlink
even
still
though it
works.
is still pouring down rain and cloudy, we still got
We
Starlink.
still got internet. Yep. So Starlink is awesome.
TV is questionable. When you got Starlink, you can just watch internet TV anyway. So
Yep.
there you go.
There you go.
Nothing I want to watch anyway.
Yeah, but tide is still high. I think it's almost high tide, and it's up over the dock just a little bit, but not like it was last night. Last night was crazy.
We'll see. We got about another half an hour to.
Yeah, another
tide.
half an hour till high tide, but yeah, maybe if the rain stops, I'll shoot a few more videos of the tide coming up.
Lobster's gonna walk this weekend.
Yep. I think maybe this Saturday we're gonna try to go out and see if we can find some lobsters.
It's gonna be dirty, but
Yeah, it'll be dirty. We
We're
probably
the
won't
only
be
one-
able to see this far in front of
we're
our
the only
faces.
ones that can work the dirty.
Yeah.
So let's see.
We've done it before. We did it actually after Irma.
Yeah.
As soon as the water calmed down, we got out and we couldn't see this far in front of us. It was like we had to reach and swim so we didn't hit any of the rocks on the bottom.
Yeah.
It was the craziest thing. But the lobsters were sitting out there just out in the open. They weren't even hiding. They're just just sitting next to a rock or whatever.
Gonna do the high
was
speed
crazy.
flyby.
Yep.
So-
Anyways, we checking in. We're good. And just gonna wait for the wind and the rain to die down before the
That's it.
weekend. All right. Adrian out.
Mike out.